Alrighty. So hopefully there's no audio delay, because this is going through my Matrix feed. I've reset up my setup a couple times recently, but this is Squirrel Zombie Hunter. And this is going to be an interesting run. That's all I'm going to say. So I will be closing out the incentives for Bid Wars for the underwear color and the outfit. So that'll be happening in about a minute here. So if you guys want to snipe any of those, you can snipe any of the outfits for a minimum $6 donation right now. Or you can snipe the outfit choice for 21 minimum right now. But those will be closing out in about a couple minutes here, so get those in if you guys want those. Other than that, there's plenty of other actual goals to meet, which I highly suggest donating towards those as well, that I mentioned earlier. This is the intro to the kind of thing, but we'll quickly learn more about the waifus here. There's 5 of them. Alrighty, I think we're about ready to start this run. Don't you guys all think so as well? But yeah, get your horned anime going here. So we're going to be closing out the those incentives now. So underwear color is getting locked, and so is the outfit. So if I go down here and check, so we're actually going to be losing the clothes, so we're not even going to be wearing an outfit. So we're going buff, which I'll explain a couple of reasons why that's going to be interesting with the run. And we're going with purple underwear, so we'll be getting that set up. We're going to be playing as Arisa, which is my favorite waifu. She's also the fastest character in the game, but the downside is she has the lowest amount of HP. So that'll be interesting. But anyways, so we're going to change her underwear to purple, and we're going to get rid of her outfit. So hope you guys enjoy that. We'll just keep her, no, what? Let's keep her gold hair. But anyways, we're all good to go with that. Double check here. Alrighty, so we're doing New Game Plus. We're playing the game on normal. There's only normal or hard. And yeah, so we're not doing any of the submissions, just the main story. This is an any % run. We are playing as Risa, so we'll be doing that. Our equipment's already set to go, and hopefully we can get through this in a decent amount of time. So anyways, time will start in 3, 2, 1. So anyways, we got a brief little loading screen. Every loading screen like this has the waifus there talking in some sort of way to say the name of the game for whatever reason. There's also a cutscene at the beginning and at the end of every mission, which is another interesting thing. So, quick note here is I'm using a weapon called, well, it's an SMG actually. And the reason why I'm using it is because on New Game Plus, you can get weapon drops. And this is one that has Dismemberment, which does 0 damage. Literally 0 damage. This doesn't actually do any damage to any of these guys. Because it has Dismemberment, it actually kills things quite easily. Which is one of the reasons why we use it in run. So, but anyways, that was a quick introduction level. Triple S, which is nice. So we're going on to the next stage now. So this game's divided up into 5 chapters. We won't really see a boss until about chapter 3 near the end there. But we'll get into that at some point as well when we get around to explaining that. But as the game goes on here, I'll kind of explain things as we go through. So, not having clothes is going to be an interesting part of the run because I'm actually going to take more damage. A lot more damage from enemies if they do hit me, or the bosses. Because clothing counts as armor. So, this next mission, we're just going to make it to our destination. And so we're just going to keep dodging here. And we're going to run all the way down to this classroom. And we're going to keep rolling through these doors and not get stuck on zombies here. I got a door stuck on me, so that was interesting. I don't usually get these guys stuck on me like that, but that's fine. But anyways, like I said, Risa is the fastest character in the game right now, so... but there's a cutscene, like I said, before and after every chapter, which is a little annoying, but you can skip through them all anyways, so not a big deal. This game is only localized in Japanese voice, but with English text. They didn't do a really good job with translating this game. It is a fairly low-budget game. If you're familiar with some of the previous games I've run, I've played Onishambara for both preNASA and NASA as well. This game stems as sort of like a side series to that. So it has the same similar sort of world that it shares with the Onishambara games. And in fact, there's a character, Anna, which we'll never hear or see. But she is kind of guiding the girls around and getting them to do what they need to do. So anyways, there's a couple things I need to pick up here. We need to make it to our destination first. And then we have a collectathon. It's a collectathon mission right after this. So I'm just gonna try to kill these guys as fast as possible. Hopefully not get hit. That would be nice. So I'll also explain a mechanic in the game as well, which is doing a roll to prevent myself from ever striking when I'm attacking. So like, normally you're strafing when you're shooting, especially after a few seconds. You can actually cancel that strafing out if you start sprinting and reload immediately after. And I just got myself stuck on that. We just gotta kill a bunch of zombies. Get to the end here. And again, I really like this one. So we'll be seeing a lot of the fly through some of these levels here. The only problem is some of these guys just don't like dying in the first hit that we do. But the nice thing is I can cancel the strafing with a roll. And then I can also immediately sprint, then trigger a reload. So if you do that right, you shouldn't really have a strafing effect. So I immediately gain back full speed. So we're on to the next level here.
Zombie hunter.
Yeah, so we're on to the next level here. So this is just another eradicate. So we're just gonna quickly kill zombies. This is gonna be a pretty consistent theme of the run. Just kill killing zombies, going from point A to point B. There's a couple different variations to things. Having this weapon kind of makes doing a lot of that pretty easy. But we'll get into some interesting boss fights and stuff at some point. There's actually one boss that I'm a little afraid of with not having clothes to protect me. And then there'll be a mechanic that I'll explain later. But right now it's not really useful to even try the mechanic because I don't have clothes on, so I'll explain that when we get to that point. Alright, so next chapter here. Loading times are a little interesting. Sometimes they can be fairly fast, sometimes they're a little slow. But not too far off. They're fairly consistent for the most part. But once like everything loads and stuff, you can skip right back out of them, no problem. But anyways, normally we have a different character for every one of these stages. On New Game, like one of the major differences is that we only get to use a single character with no choice per stage until you've completed at least one. So that's one big difference with New Game, is you would be playing through these levels with specific characters rather than, you know, whatever character that you wanted to. These big guys are normally bullet sponges, but again, with the 0 damage weapon that I'm using, I can just literally slice them into pieces and make that super easy. So those big guys are just nothing. We can just kick his leg around and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of cutscenes in this game. With the cutscenes alone, with how many there are, there's probably a good, like, I wouldn't say close to an hour worth of cutscenes in this game, just from the fact that they're a few minutes long each, and there's one before and after every chapter. So. Now, one thing I'll hope that we don't run into is when we get to the last boss of the game, he can choose to do something to ruin my day, but hopefully he doesn't want to. So we got to retrieve 3 card keys, and so first one is going to be in this bathroom here. We're going to grab that one. And then we're going to immediately skip by the zombies and go upstairs and grab a second card key. Not get caught on zombies would be nice. And then we're going to go all the way down the 2 flights of stairs here. And then grab the other card key at the very long end of this hallway here. Try to get by all of these zombies as quick as we can. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I think, trying to remember when they explained the mechanic behind the clothing. That'll probably be the good time to point out a good use of it. Unless we do the base defense mission, which is actually another type of mission that you could do. It's basically an auto-scroller. It's a 3-minute timed mission, and if I fail it, well, I just lost 3 minutes, basically. So, New Game Plus, it's really hard to lose those. Just because you should have the gear and the levels and the guns that you need to deal with all that. On New Game Run, it's a little scarier, just because you don't have the stuff. So, again, this is like the basic mission I'm talking about. Well, honestly, it's just 3 minutes of me just killing stuff with a couple allies, and we should be fine. Our various other characters are wearing clothing, which I guess at this point I can demonstrate one of the mechanics of the game. So I just told her to, you know, throw her clothes off, and now the zombies are attracted to her uniform there. Her outfit. So these zombies are a little perverted. They do, for whatever reason, like our outfits. Sense of the waifu is ever so present. There's another waifu up here helping us. But again, it's an auto-scroller, so not much going on at this point. There's only I want to say about 3 of these. I can never remember how many, but there's about 3 of these in the run. I'm sure there's a lot more like auto-scroller-ish ones in the submissions, but I don't think I've ever wanted to do the submissions. One of them's like a sniping minigame. I'm not sure if you want to try doing that, but yeah, there's that. These red guys, they deal double damage and they use sprint, so see enemies like that, you want to take them out as quick as you can, just because they do a lot of damage. These sledgehammer guys too can also do quite a bit of damage to you. But we're gonna keep them away from this little device here I'm staring at. This is called Mr. Base. So that's just what they call it. So we're gonna keep them away from Mr. Base here. If they come over here and hurt Mr. Base and blow him up, then I guess I will have to restart the auto-scroller. And we don't really want to do that. Now, we also have like a counter-attack button as well, which I don't really use because it's really slow. I used to use it against bosses, but we have different straps now. We don't need to use that anymore. I've reassessed my my gear situation, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. And Maya there, she always refers to these zombies as zombies rather than actual zombies. Not sure exactly why. Like, it does explain it in the story for whatever reason, but I can't remember that. Last time I went through the entire game's story was probably when this game came out, a while ago now. It's gonna really suck when I get to the boss that I'm scared about with not having clothes, because he could potentially kill me in like he can kill me in 2 shots, I think, 2 or 3 minimum. Usually it gives me about 4 or 5 hits grace, but we'll see what happens. Not a huge big deal if that happens though. So we're on to chapter 2 now, which is things start picking up a little bit more. We'll start seeing a few more varieties of missions. A lot of the enemies are recycled a lot. Again, this is a pretty low budget game, but I do enjoy the game as much for what it is. It's a fun little game to play. There is an online mode as well, and the online is survival mode, so there's not really much to gain from it. So now you get introduced to exploding enemies, so they're green glowing guys. If they explode, not much else I can say about that. They explode and they poison you if you get hit by it. So, not have that happen would be the best idea. I've only ever died to poison like once. But we don't want that to happen, so we'll just make sure that doesn't. There's iframes as well while I'm rolling, so I want to abuse those like I just did there, because him blowing up in my face would not be great. And there's a couple points in the run where I can abuse the iframe and set myself up to get flung a faster distance than me running. There might be a couple chances for me to try that, but it's a little risky because, again, I can take damage, and I'm not sure how much more damage I'm going to take exactly with no clothes, but it's about double. Something like that. We're gonna say it's about double. I'm not sure entirely. Clothing has armor rating. Contrary to most games, less clothes usually means more armor rating. This game is the complete opposite. You need to have clothes on in order to have armor rating. There's a couple interesting outfit options and stuff that are DLC, but I mean, maybe I'll break the bank and buy the DLC at some point, just for extra options. These games are fairly expensive with the DLC because they don't make any money otherwise. Getting a lot of triple S's, so that's always good. It's not too hard to get those. I think one of the DLC outfits too is like a Kagura outfit from Onishimara Z2 Chaos. So that's one outfit. It's not the same color though. There's only 2 color variations for it. I don't particularly like the colors they chose, but that's something. So one thing I didn't mention is I only have 3 guns out of 5 equipped to my character because cycling them using the D-pad is annoying when there's more than a few guns. So this is a survival mission. I don't really have to do much here except for just kill guys. In a new game run, I'd be farming for weapons at this point. Like anytime there's a timed mission, I'd be farming for gear. Specifically just better weapons. Just so that I can get through the later parts of the game because things do get a little bit more dicey in terms of enemy spawn rates and stuff like that. This over here is usually an outfit, but it's a gun, because all of the outfits that I've previously picked up in the game are replaced by weapons instead. And it's not a guaranteed weapon drop that would be new or something either, so it could be just complete junk. If you're familiar with EDF and how it does item drops like that, like it's the same thing. In fact, I believe some of the same people who worked on the EDF game also worked on this one, so you'll see a lot of similarity with some of the way things are done in these games. The only thing different is this is just a much smaller and shorter game in general. EDF games can be quite long to complete. But I don't know, maybe that'll be on the horizon. Maybe we'll see some EDF stuff at some point. I don't know if I want to kill giant insects. I'd rather just kill zombies with life right now. Funny that both I played 2 games. We got hit by the poison there. But we have rations, emergency rations, which will heal any status effects that I have. So there's 2 status effects in the game. Just the one right now, but we'll get the other one later. Very similar to the green explosion that poisons me. Blow these guys up and not get hit, hopefully, as much. As long as we stay alive, we're fine. A lot of gun drops here, but I doubt I'm gonna get anything good since I have most of the stuff that I need. I play Risa so much that none of the other characters really get any time. And they don't get as much love as Risa does for me. And my ally's actually dead too, which is, well, she's dying. She's not actually dead. Just crawling around there. Well, we don't like Maya there. Like, Maya is just like, she's annoying. Really, really annoying. And we'll learn more about that later. She gave up crawling. Usually she crawls towards you most of the time, but it looks like she gave up this time. Alright, so mission's over. I wish I would allow you to still sprint while the after the mission's cleared, but that's fine. I have no idea where in terms of like pace or whatever right now. So I've crunched down New Game Plus runs quite a bit. After I switched back from doing New Game runs. New Game runs, like I said, are fairly challenging just because I can't be guaranteed to get a good weapon. So I just kind of have to go with whatever I can and, you know, hope for the best. Not to mention using every single character is a bit of a task too, because they all have different pros and cons. But this particular stage is going to be interesting with the fact that I don't have clothing on, because if these guys hit me, they're going to do a lot more damage. Not to mention I don't have a bait trap now for them. So, I guess I'll explain one mechanic that revolves around the underwear here. So the color underwear that you're seeing me wear right now that you guys voted for, which is purple, that's pretty nice with her kind of purple-blue, you know, head, like, I don't know, braid hair or whatever. But yeah, so the mechanic behind the underwear, like the clothes you can just tear off and throw as a quick, like, time trap that lures them to wherever you throw the clothes. You can do that with all your allies as well. But the thing with the underwear is it's like the same thing, except for it can be used for a much greater amount of time, but you only get one of them. And how that works is you build up character playtime on the current set of garments that you're wearing, and if you change, wow, it got really laggy with those spawns. But what happens is, as I'm building up playtime, it maxes out after about, I want to say about half an hour or so, and then it gives me about a 1 minute timer on the bait trap, which is the strongest in terms of keeping these guys occupied when I need them to. Wow, I've never seen so much lag. They're spawning very aggressively. Some of those red drops that you see there, they're usually like laser traps or grenades. Using those items is a tad slow. I prefer to only use those when I'm doing base defenses, but I don't really need to use those on New Game Plus, since, you know, the dismemberment weapon that we got right now is pretty boss. So next chapter here is, or sorry, level of the chapter is I want to call it It's a Trap or It's a Tarp. But don't trust your dirty tarp salesman, that's all I'm gonna say. But our lovely waifus here fall into a trap, which I guess gets explained after this little bit of a mission here. But we need to make it to a destination. That's where we're heading. And to get there, we gotta go through this little obstacle of rooms. I hope I'm going the right way. It seems like I am. I'm trying to conserve my stamina as well, because I only have so much stamina, even though hers lasts longer. It can be a little annoying for your stamina to run out. Oh, wrong way. I always go the wrong way for whatever reason, once or twice in a run. Okay, so that was a mistake there where I ran out of stamina. So we're just gonna have to walk a little bit here. And then hopefully I can get the damage boost that we're gonna need to get down this staircase. Oh my god, we didn't get the damage boost, unfortunately. So the egg got triggered a little early. Normally what happens is if I can go down the staircase without getting interrupted like I did there, I can get just in front of the egg facing down the staircase, and then it'll shoot me down there when I get hit. That's ideally the fastest way to get down that staircase, if you can get there at a decent amount of time. So using stuff like that a couple times throughout the run is fairly important for getting a decent time in some of these stages, since the times do get pretty tight. Should have a... I think the bosses start appearing in Chapter 3. I never keep track of when they show up. But now we're in an underground laboratory. Like I said, we fell into a trap with that last mission there. And now we're in an underground laboratory. And we're just going to kill these guys to get by here. Risa's just getting stuck on like everything today, it seems. We also get introduced to the female zombie type, and like, I don't know what to call them, but if you guys ever watched that movie, The Human Centipede, those were those guys on the ground that are like sewed together by the torso, look like to me. So, kind of. But anyways, we gotta kill some of these zombies here. Just so we can drop the barrier so we can keep going. And then hopefully we don't have to backtrack to kill anything. That can happen a couple of times. More often than not. I actually had one of my allies one time get stuck around the corner of the room over there. Alright, so we killed the enemies that we needed. You don't have to kill every enemy, just certain ones. And it's kind of hard to tell which ones you need to kill because the spawns are very random. And we're just kind of trying to kite through these guys. This hallway can be a little dangerous because of the red exploding zombies, which stun you if you don't have a ration to use immediately after that happens. Alright, that's good. Just killed just enough guys to get by. So we just keep running. There is one type of weapon that you'll never want to use, and it's any of the weapons with the aim assist augmentation on it. Aim assist is really, really bad in most video games. It's especially bad in this one, because aim assist loves aiming at where the enemy is, and never where you're trying to shoot, or where the enemy is going, which is a lot of the time why you always miss. I learned it the hard way with like an RPG. More often than not, I was trying to shoot the crowd of zombies, and it would just shoot above them, or away from them, or backwards sometimes. It's I don't know how to explain how aim assist works. It's just, it literally does not aim in the direction that you want to fire. It'll shoot whatever the hell it wants in front of you. So I do not recommend ever using an aim assist weapon in this game. I mean, if you don't want to ever aim and you just want to shoot and play with one hand, I mean, go right for it. You can customize the controls to make that happen. I mean, there's maybe a couple reasons why you'd want to play the game one-handed. So that's the thing. But anyways, another piece. So just a chill little auto scroller. This time we only have one ally to help us with the base, which again is why you want to farm up weapons as early as you can and hopefully get some decent weapons. The SMGs are pretty nice because of their fastest fire rate. They do very, very little damage though, so against the bigger enemies they don't seem to hold out pretty well. So that's why we have an AR and stuff like that. But the AR is actually used for a different reason in the run now. We used to use the shotgun, but since the shotgun is slow to fire and slow to reload, even though it does more damage technically per hit, the DPS output on the assault rifle is much better. Since this gun that we're currently using does 0 damage, it doesn't really have any DPS. So, because it just dismembers the zombie. If the zombie loses its head, you know, or its limbs, I mean, it becomes pretty apparent that the zombie becomes useless. So there's like 4 crawling zombie or single crawling zombies that kind of remind me of like Resident Evil Lickers. They kind of like, they don't shoot their tongue at you or anything. What they do instead is they like have like a really long stretchy giraffe neck like that, and they look a little scary. I got freaked out a couple times when I first ran into these guys. It was a very interesting experience to say the least. First time playing this game. And there's some pretty wonky little bugs and stuff that I found a couple times. I've only ever got soft luck maybe once, twice. I remember the one time though. Yeah, 99 problems, but you're maintaining one. I got stuck there. So they're breaking the thing there. So this is the case where like having armor would be useful. And these big guys are trying to kill Mr. Base. We don't want that to happen. Mr. Base is almost dead, so we're gonna hopefully keep that from happening. These guys are being really, really aggressive. I'm gonna tell our ally to throw her clothes out. That way, they all go over there. As you can see, like they're being redirected over to our ally over there, who's, you know, now in her underwear. No biggie. So we do want to try to kite the enemies a little bit away from Mr. Base here, just because if they do hit Mr. Base, which a lot of these enemies have giant hitboxes, they could end up killing it. Yeah, there's some enemies I guess could look like Voldo. It'd be nice if, like, the magazine capacity, you could have, like, the reload speed with it too, but that's not the case, so. There's only certain combinations of augments for the weapons that you can get anyways. So, dismemberment and rapid fire being one combination, which I like using a lot. Because why not have faster shooting and the ability to kill things instantly? Alright, so we just gotta make it to our destination. It's a little bit of a fooling thing because, like, our destination's all the way over there, but we can't actually get there from down there. So we have to go through the roof access here. Get through here. Just trying to get by this area here as fast as we can. Okay, so we're just trying to break the reload there. Okay, unfortunately I didn't get that guy in time, but that's fine, we're done. Fairly simple, straightforward mission when I know where to go. I've gotten lost doing this level because there's so many places you can go. And there's like these Karens, which are like, well, they're crows. And if you kill them, you can get bonus. They're like a collectible in the game. You can't recollect them in New Game Plus, which is kind of a bummer. So if you collect them in New Game, in like a New Game setting or a New Game Plus setting, you can't recollect them ever. So it's a little difficult to do that in like a run setting unless you're doing New Game run for it. But collecting enough of those Karens on each level give you a new unlockable, and that could be a number of different things. Alright, so we have make it to our next destination, which is up these staircases. So we're just going to run up here. Now the reason why we're running... Okay, am I going this way? I'm going completely the wrong way, for whatever reason. How come I don't remember which way to go? Okay, so we gotta go up. That's what happens when you're really tired. You just immediately forget where you're supposed to be going. The game doesn't really do a good job of telling you where you're going either. It just says, go to the destination, and then it just points the direction in which the destination is. So we have to go this way and around. I'm glad I remember that much. Except for sometimes I go to the left and I end up having to backtrack a little bit, but that wasn't too bad. Again, if I was going straight to where I was supposed to go originally, I would have been fine. But yeah, those zombie spawns can be a little chaotic sometimes, and I don't want to waste time shooting them. Every time I do a roll, I actually use more stamina than just sprinting. So rolling isn't necessarily faster, but I mean, if it means getting out of the way of zombies, that's fine. This level is where we get introduced to the copy zombies. You'll see what those are soon. There's a reason why they're called kappa-pasty zombies, or oh my god, I can't even talk, but yeah, there's a reason for that. Copy pasta. Thank you. Alright, so this is the copy pasta zombie of myself, well, the character I would have been playing on stage. But instead we're just going to shoot her with the AR because, again, remember I said my gun does 0 damage, so I need to use a gun that has damage. So unfortunately I can't stun her, so I just want to shoot her as much as I can in the face and kind of like stutter step her. And not get hit by the shotgun or these other zombies. I'm just going to hit her away so I can get some. She's going to try to melee me, and I don't want that to happen ever. But we'll do that, hit her away, and then do a quick reload there. You get headshots, you can just see her melt, so that's kind of what we're aiming for. Oh my god, she hit me. Okay, so... Okay, we kill her. Just as our magazine right now, so that's good. Normally that would go a little bit faster, but she's just not being so cooperative today. Alright, so on to the next stage.
Zombie hunter.
Once we get through chapter 3, chapters 4 and 5 tend to go by really quick. Except for maybe the last boss fight. I always forget where this first card key is, but it's in this room here. Alright, those guys are dead. We're gonna go down the staircase first. And then we're gonna go into the computer lab over here. And there's another card key over here, which we're gonna grab. Got that other card key now. We're gonna kill these big guys really quickly. And move on. We're gonna climb up 2 flights of stairs. And then head to the right. And into this room where this egg is. Got the little iframe there on the egg explosion so that we didn't take any damage. And then we don't have to actually fight these guys since we collected all 3 card keys. So just like prioritizing like which room you go to is fairly important for this stage anyways. So like I said, a lot of these stages go by pretty fast, but I guess they like to slow it down a little bit with the base defense missions, so unfortunately there's a few of those throughout the run, and we've already done 2 of them. I think there's probably like at least 1 more. Anyways, it's a little late into the actual game, but by this point it's about halfway through, and Mia's gonna introduce like the whole clothing bait trap thing. But now we're back in the laboratory, and we're going to go backwards to the laboratory. That was unfortunate. We got hit by the eggy there, but that's fine. You want to kill him? Thanks. Sometimes my allies tend to not be as cooperative as I was hoping. So this is one stage where my ally can actually get an enemy stuck around the corners here. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Red zombies I don't really like too much. so now we can go up here. Okay, let's not keep getting hit, would be great. My ally's not in the room with me, which is kind of scary because that means that we might end up having a required enemy chase her, and which means I have to go track that guy down to kill him. Okay, so just wondering where those guys will show up. The little crawly guys like that. I don't really like them. They're really annoying because they can jump at you and they tend to constantly maul you to death like dogs. Dogs in a video game are really bad usually, so that's the equivalent, I guess, in this game. Piercing rounds is super good too. Which I believe is on my it's on my assault rifle and the shotgun. I run the strength piercing modifiers on that. So what strength does is it modifies the damage to be higher than normal, and piercing, well, I mean, it lets you hit more than one target through whatever you're shooting at. So pretty important to have those. So I believe this is another encounter with the copy zombies. I think this is a triple, like a three-way. So it'll be like a showdown, 3 of us for 3 of them. So there's 5 of us and 5 of them throughout the game. And I mean, we've killed 1 already, but for some reason they keep returning. So here's 3 other ones. We got our allies with us, and they could potentially do a lot of damage to me, especially with the shotgun here. I'm just gonna try to keep my distance and just shoot her down with the assault rifle here. Again, I used to use the shotgun and try to bank for headshots, but the shooting in this game is a little wonky. So hoping for headshots all the time is just not, I guess, something that you should expect. So it's better just to pump them full of assault rifle and just hope you aim at the head. So for whatever reason, I don't think the crosshair is actually centered on the aim like it is, like you would think. Like, I'm completely shooting around her if you just saw that. Like, not really good at range. Okay. She's not being really nice there. Yeah, these copy zombies are gonna get pretty annoying, so like they you think these ones are bad, wait till we get to Mia. Like, her copy zombie is super fucking annoying because she's like really annoying in the cutscenes as well. She's the youngest character in the game as well, so she has like some weird obsession with Rhea, which is another character in the game. And Riri, as Maya likes to call her, is sort of a stubborn, like, supermodel kind of gal. And she actually has the best iframes in the game as well, so that's something pretty nice about her, is that she has iframes in the sense that her counter gives her unlimited iframes, not to mention she is invincible during those, so super nice. But yeah, there's Mana, and she's gonna be constantly saying shit, making noises, and I'm just gonna try to kill her as fast as I can. It's not taking damage, so that's interesting. Oh yeah, that's why. I'm not even using the assault rifle, no wonder why. So, proof of concept that 0 damage weapon does 0 damage. That would make a lot more sense. There's a couple clips of ammo wasted that literally did no damage. Alright, we killed the most annoying copy zombie first, because obvious reasons. I just gotta not get stung on fire. Well, that was good while the clip lasted. But she just canceled my reload, so that's not very nice. Alright, we're all good. Like, I managed to get her to, like, moonwalk towards me as I was shooting her in the face, so that was nice. Makes it a little bit easier to keep her centered and keep shooting at her. Fortunately, it doesn't work the same for a couple of the later bosses near the end there, but works pretty well in the copy zombies at least.
School girl, zombie hunter. このくらい
Alright, so what we're gonna do is get behind this gate here, and we're gonna destroy all of these gates of impurity. There's 5 of them, which keep summoning enemies. This is really bad RNG though. So the assault rifle has piercing, so I'm just trying to line up the enemies behind with the gate behind them so that I can just get free shots on them. So that's why I'm trying to run around the gate as soon as I can. Backing up as I'm shooting, do a roll, then start the reload, and then get the iframes. Now we're going to use bench strats. So what that is I sit behind these benches here, which put me in a safe zone. And I can just sit here and unload a couple clips into this, and it's dead. And there's one more over here. Hopefully I can get this one before it spawns too many enemies. Alright, we got it. Alright, so that's over. So those are the gates of purity. They're out of the way. Not a big deal. No, not doing the same thing. So now we're gonna do Nima's a jerk, because she is a bit of a jerk. She's a bit selfish, which is you know, not surprising since she's like an only child and she gets everything she wants. Because her family's rich. Snipers are a thing in this game. They're useful for killing the crows because they're pretty far out of bounds sometimes. So, this is a solo defense mission, so this is probably one of the harder ones in the entire game. So the reason why we're doing this in solo is because our ally there, what the fuck her name is, but anyways, she decides to run off on her own because she thinks that she can take care of herself. Do this. So she goes to do that. We're left here defending Mr. Base here, because Mr. Base is allowing us to contact Anna, which is from Onishambara. And she's part of the ZDF, or whatever the fuck they call themselves. Basically, they're the anti-zombie police force. Defense force, or whatever the hell they want to call themselves. I can never really remember what the acronym is or what it stands for, but something of that sort. So, we're just going to, you know, show you guys. I'm gonna lay a tripwire here to give me some breathing room. And, you know, I'm gonna get to the people here. So they'll run into it and they'll lose their legs, basically. Doesn't last for long, though. Wow, even grenades don't kill these guys. The other thing, too, to keep note is that the zombies do have different colors. Different colors of the zombies to indicate how hard they are, I guess, how much health and how much damage they'll deal. So, obviously, the green zombies are slightly stronger than the regular ones. Purple are obviously the strongest of all of them. And if they're glowing red, well, that just means they're fast and they do more damage. Pretty simple. I mean, the game doesn't really tell you any of this stuff, but, well, I think it does tell you what zombie colors, but, it doesn't tell you about why they glow red, which never does. But, the zombie girls are always red, they're always angry, they're always, like, ready to kill us. They are pretty upset that, we're stealing all the, their boys' zombie boyfriends or whatever. I think it's strange that we're the only 5 schoolgirls in the entire student body in this remote school surrounded by zombies. And why we choose to stay in the school instead of trying to escape on our own. Like, no, let's just contact for help. But help said they wouldn't come in like a couple days or a week or whatever it is. It's like, no, don't worry. Well, you know, the funny thing is they airdrop food to these guys, like to the girls while they're in the school. They airdrop food to them, but instead of dropping down the rope to pick them up, they just like airdrop a crate of food and like, yo, go get this food. You know, I'll keep you tied over for like a few days or whatever. And it's like, if the effort you go into dropping off the food, you could have just, you know, saved these poor girls. And the many outfits that they, you know, probably have ruined in the process. Because there is clothing damage, it's visible damage, to indicate how much armor you have left. So, quickly eradicate all of these enemies as quick as we can. The best thing I need to do, usually, is try to juggle them. Like, kind of just aim up and down and just like hit their head and their legs so that if they do drop, I can just instantly kill them. Kind of what I always try to do, but sometimes I just don't. It very much just depends. It helps with some of the distant enemies, but a little bit nicer when they're not so far apart and I can just drop them all. And the smaller zombies are a lot harder. When they drop down, they lose their legs, and it's just them crawling with their head. It's a lot harder to finish them off that way. Because the SMG is like the most inaccurate weapon in the game, it's sometimes a little annoying to aim. Where's the other zombie here? There he is. I was wondering where he was. He was a little late spawner there. He was a little late to the party. All of his other friends already left without him. Pretty sure that level is supposed to be called Selfish, but it looks like it says Self-tish.
スクールガールゾンビハンターほっそれじゃあ私
Alright,
はこっち
so
を探
just
すね
gotta run. Just gotta run. Oh no, a barrier. We kill all of these zombies. Give me another barrier that goes up right here.
私ならやれるリロード
Just pipe her around like finish reloading here.
リロード
This Resource just gotta move.
また敵が消えて
Alright, that was a really good room clear there. I actually used the eggs to clear out most of those enemies, so that kind of saves me the trouble.
うまくいった
Normally that doesn't usually happen though, so that was actually really good. Yeah, this game is a PS4 exclusive as well. So yeah, this is boss coming up right here. I believe this is the boss, but this boss, if it's who I think it is, he can wreck me.
このくらい
It's the boss. Okay, so this guy here, we're going to try not to, like, you know, have him do that. So, ideally, you want him to swing, and then we can roll, and then not get hit, hopefully.
リロード
And then time a roll whenever he does a little knee slam, and not get stuck on pillars, because I've actually lost a run to getting stuck on pillars before.
リロード
He has a pretty big hitbox range as well. At some point too, he's gonna like do charges at me as well, so we'll just try to avoid those if we can. There's another charge attack there. We'll just try to avoid getting hit by those, because they do a lot of damage. Oh, that was lucky, because I rolled a little too early. Sometimes I think he's gonna, like, runs up to you, and I think he's gonna melee, and he just, you know, doesn't. But, I mean, you didn't kill me, so that's good. So he's out of the way, and then we're on to, what, we got chapter 4, 5 left? Or is that was the end of chapter 4? I don't know. We'll get to the end when we get to the end. No, it was chapter 4. So we're on 5. So we're almost done. Almost done. It's just good stuff. Good stuff. Almost done.
スクールガールゾンビハンター手分けをしてほっまだ
Alright, so one last chance to farm weapons if you're doing a new game run. But new game plus, you don't need to worry about that. I can just run around in circles and, you know, pre-chat and stuff like that at this point. There's one collectible outfit here, which is where this weapon is. But, you don't need to worry about that. Gotta save that underwear trap. As I explained earlier in the game, the longer we wear our underwear, the longer the scent attracts them. So it maxes out at a minute, and you have to spend 30 minutes worth of playtime with that particular set of underwear, which is again another reason why I had the incentive for the underwear choice,
あと2分
because it is part of the game's mechanics and stuff. So I usually go into a new game plus run with the pair of underwear already, but on the new game run, you're wearing the underwear or whatever character gets the most playtime, which is normally the main character, and then you get her to swap her underwear and then go take a shower, right? Which we'll see the shower scene at the very end to replace the underwear that we're going to be using. Which we don't use until the very end of the run. It's like the only point in the run where we use it. Yeah, it's outright underwear. There is bikinis that you can have them wear rather than underwear, but bikinis cost you money, and I don't want to spend the money right now, but maybe in the future. I'd be willing to fork a little bit of money towards this game as far as DLC goes. I did buy some for Shambara, so I don't see the reason why not to get similar clothing options for runs in this game. I mean, purely mostly for the aesthetics, but sometimes you got to change it up. If you don't want to see your wife in the same outfit over and over and over again, you'll have to switch it up every once in a while, right? One of the bikini outfits I believe they have for the game is like the G-string or something like that. I think it's called the G-string, or it's called the sling. I think it's called the sling bikini or something like that. I don't know. It's either called a G-string or it's called the sling bikini. I can't remember. There's like 4 different colors of it. I did get a new weapon, so that was interesting, but it's probably not anything good, because I'm pretty sure I'm using the best stuff in the game. I mean, unless I get a new RPG, and I can use the rocket launcher on a boss, and it does a lot of damage, I don't see me switching any of my weapons at the moment. This game was like $40 when I bought it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily worth $40 to some people. I only bought it on a whim because, well, I played Shambara and I was like, oh, cool. Another game from the, you know, in the same universe. Maybe not the same developers, but definitely a game that I'll check out. Why not? Seems like it could be a little entertaining, at least good for a couple rounds. Turns out it's not too bad if you can look past, like, how budget it is. Like, it ain't no game of the year. But, I mean, Shambara was a really good game for his publisher that one. Again, it got better localization. This game was just pretty much ported and translated into it. I'm surprised you even got this game, to be honest. Fire going on right now. Anyways, this is the last base defense mission, where we're protecting Mr. Base from the zombies. Mr. Base is going to be the last time that we get to say hi to him. I'm just restricted on this guy. don't like how he looks at the skin controls are a little strange, but that's not too bad.
リロードリロードそれそれ突撃リロード
The other thing is too, this game uses a couple of the songs from the Onishi Bar soundtrack for sale. That's actually one cool thing I like, because the soundtrack for Onishi Bar and this game actually isn't too bad. I actually enjoyed the soundtrack for this game, surprisingly. You gotta get that. Gotta get into those, you know, beats and stuff, right? Alright, so there's only a couple more stages left, and then we're done. There's 3, I believe. We got one more elimination mission. So just kill a bunch of guys as fast as you can, which having a dismemberment weapon by this point is super helpful. And then there's the showdown with the copy zombies. Finally put them to rest, since we blew up the laboratory in a cutscene, which we didn't watch. So if you want to watch these lovely cutscenes, like I said, there's a lot of them in this game. I mean, frankly, like to put it, like, it took me like probably a week to go through this game because of how many cutscenes there was, and a couple sessions here and there. Like in a casual experience, I think this game might be interesting and fun to play. There's like the online mode as well, and then there's the submissions, and then playing the game on hard, which isn't really that hard. Playing it in New Game Plus, but if you're starting the game on hard, that's a different story. The game is already hard enough. Doing runs on normal with how random item drops and stuff to have to put up with random weapon drops on a hard mode would be kind of interesting. Alright, so now we get to have the showdown with our copy zombies for the last time. So we get to kill our zombie twins, so to speak. Basically, the copy zombies want to become us, but they can't because, I mean, they're zombies. Who wants to, you know, be friends with an icky zombie, right? Or a zom-zom. Either way, we tried to offer them a chance to just get along with us, and they said, nah, we rather replace you. So, I guess our only option is to, you know, kill ourselves, right? Immediately switch to my oh my god, the shotgun. She's dead. Gotta kill these ones here. Not sure why she's chasing me. And a clone! Copy zombie is dead. So copy zombie stay out here. Mia's still alive, so she's being annoying sounding. And the shotgun. Mia with the shotgun here is still alive as well. Alright, so on with the last stage, which is probably the most annoying boss fight. Yeah, pretty much. This is guaranteed what hell is like. Yeah. I mean, if hell is full of anime and waifus and you know, zombies. All right, so we have a showdown with a zombie from the very start. If you were here from the very start of the run, on the little intro screen, there was a zombie in a purple coat. His name is Ren. And well, Ren is a leader of the zombies, and he's been the one behind everything. He's been summoning all of these zombies to attack the school, and we don't really like Ren that much. So we're gonna get our underwear trap ready, and we're gonna tell our allies here to start stripping their clothes. So I have one less little bait trap there than normal because we don't have clothes for this run, so that kind of makes things a little bit more difficult. So ideally what we want to do is not have Ren do his little breakdance moves that he's doing over there, because that's not very helpful at all. And I just want him to kind of sit still. So, and just stay still, that'd be lovely. Yeah, these traps don't last long. They last like maybe 50 seconds. We only have one more left. Our allies are still alive, so it's not too bad. Like, you'd normally be playing as Theory for this in a new game, which you can just keep your allies, and that'd be super helpful. But doesn't really help us that much. Okay, Ren, stop showing us your sick dance moves, man. Like, we get it. You're really good at this. I'm getting hit by all sorts of explosions. Alright, so time to use the underwear trap there. Keep them busy while we focus down on the boss here. Ren is like being super uncooperative right now. Okay, so now he's gonna be a problem because he's gonna keep trying to get really close to us. So we're gonna go back to using the shotgun here to hopefully hit him. And hopefully not die. Can you just not do that? That would be great. Don't show me your sick dance moves, man. Like, I just need you to die. Wow, he's like being super aggressive. He's like going super fast now. Okay, I don't need him killing me right now. Okay, I got revived, but I don't know for how much longer I'll stay alive here. Oh my god, that was not good. This is a little scary. don't know how many more of these AEDs. I only have one more, so... He is not being cooperative at all. Wow. That's super annoying. So even on New Game Plus, like, Ren is just super annoying. But yeah, he's a run killer, basically. I got to him a few days ago. And I was like 4 or 5 minutes ahead of PB, and he managed to just, like, destroy the run by doing exactly what he just did. So, it doesn't matter how much time you actually save in a run, like, he can just literally kill a run because, you know, he's dance moves for days, right?
Zombie hunter.
Which, again, is why the estimate is what it is, because lately it's, you know, been a hassle getting Ren to cooperate here. The one thing we don't have is the 1 minute underwear trap, so we're gonna hopefully not have to worry about that, but we're gonna use the EEG straps. If we have to, we'll be picking up our allies. The aiming's a little wonky because I need him to, like, cooperate with us. Like, sometimes he stands still long enough to actually, like, hit him, and then other times he just doesn't. Alright, so we're at the AED straps here. You're gonna let me revive them. I'll hopefully keep our allies alive here, and then use him, like, use the time that we have when he exhausts himself to actually get the hits in that we need with the shotgun here. Since it's harder for him to dodge shotgun shots than it is for him to dodge the assault rifle for whatever reason. I guess the spread damage is too much for him. The only problem is these guys are super annoying. So our allies are almost completely dead. Alright, so we have one ally left. Like, we can kill Ren, he's just gotta cooperate with us. If we can bait him into doing more attacks like that, it will be fine. Thankfully, we have a little bit more health before getting to this part here. We just gotta kite him around the stage here and hope he does that, so we can just bait a couple more attacks on him. That's a pretty good hit. For whatever reason, that was missing. Not sure why. Come on, Ren. You're almost dead. Just, you know, do the one thing I want you to do and just blow up or die or however you want to do it. Stop chasing me around the corner. So at least this time the fight's going a little bit better. It's a little bit slower, but I mean... But anyways, that's Skullgirl Zombie Hunter, at least for New Game Plus. New Game Run is a lot more interesting with like how to do the routing with the weapons and stuff like that. And obviously this boss could be a little bit more trolly with that. So, but Ren's gone for now, and we're all in our underwear. That's how every run should end, right?
これでもうゾンビはいないみたいだ。ヘリが降りてくるよ。ようやくフィナーレですわね。さゆり、本当にこれで。
Anyways, the outro, you know, scene leading up to the credits is fairly long, but I believe we have the sexy shower scene to do. So, but I really do like. It does a recap of all like the cutscenes and everything that led up to the point, and then we got the credit scene, which is another really long thing, but it plays a really nice soundtrack from the game. But in order to, let's see where we are with the schedule at the moment. Currently, so we do have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets coming up in about 20 minutes. So we'll be getting ready for that. Gonna quickly end the credits of the game here, and we're gonna do that shower scene, and then I'm going to work on getting the next run switched over so that don't have too much downtime there, but a little bit ahead of schedule right now. That's not too bad though. But anyways, we need a new underwear trap, and we have a sexy shower scene to do. So we have 30 minutes of playtime on this pair of underwear, and enjoy. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. Gonna work on getting the next runner set up here in just a moment.